All right, we are going to move on with the next piece of our special guests. Each of our cities, Calgary, Phoenix, and Hermosillo, have a very unique labor force. Our next panel is going to explore how changing labor markets provide opportunities for business development when working across our borders.
Thank you, Heidi. Hi, everyone. I'm very happy to be part of this panel of the Trilateral Trade Conference organized by the Phoenix sister cities. As Heidi mentioned, the topic is changing labor markets and the USMCA. I am the moderator. My name is Felix Tonella. I was born and raised in Hermosillo. I co-founded a company named Intugo. We help small and mid-sized companies, mainly from the US and Canada, take advantage of the Mexican talent in the software development, back office, and call center industries. Let me now introduce to you each of my colleagues for the panel. We have, representing the beautiful city of Calgary, Leslie Shier. She is the Director of Client Excellence with Calgary Economic Development Office. Her areas of responsibility include both talent and real estate. Welcome, Leslie. From my favorite city, Phoenix, we have Alan Maguire. He is the principal and owner of the Maguire Company. The Maguire Company is an independent economic analysis and public policy consulting firm founded in 1986. Welcome, Alan. And from Mexico, we have Carlos Castillo, located in Mexico City. He is the Director General of Cooperation and Bilateral Economic Relations in the Mexican Agency for International Development and Cooperation. Welcome, Carlos. So each panelist will have 5 minutes to give their introductory remarks, and we will leave a few minutes at the end of the session for discussion and Q&A. Okay? So Leslie, we will start with you. I give you the floor.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Felix, for the introduction and the opportunity to participate with you all today. Welcome all attendees. Calgary Economic Development works with business, government, and community partners to position Calgary as the location of choice for the purpose of attracting business and investment, fostering trade, and developing Calgary's workforce. I lead our client excellence team. Our areas of responsibility are real estate, talent retention, and attraction. Calgary, Alberta is located in Western Canada, the second province in from our west coast. The Rocky Mountains are in our backyard, about an hour's drive from our city. We're ranked the #1 city in North America to live and 5th globally. We have perfect scores in stability, healthcare, education, and infrastructure. Our international airport connects to 140 flight destinations with 85 direct routes to Asia, Europe, and the Americas. And we're home to WestJet, Canada's second largest carrier. We're conveniently located at the intersection of Canada's East-West #1 highway and the North-South Canamex highway, providing access to over 50 million people via ground transportation within a 24-hour period. We also have Canadian Pacific Railway and Canadian National Railway in the city and region. We are Western Canada's inland port. Our city, our community, has an economic strategy called Calgary in the New Economy, which focuses on 4 foundational pillars of talent, innovation, place, and business environment. We know there's a global war for talent, so we're looking to attract those individuals and companies that are passionate about doing some industry-disrupting work in our right-to-win sectors. That's energy and environment, agribusiness, transportation and logistics, life sciences, fintech, and creative industries. Calgary has long been known as an energy city, and today is being recognized as a leader in the global energy transition. Alberta is Canada's largest oil and gas producer, and this province also boasts some of Canada's best wind, solar, bioenergy, and geothermal resources. Calgary has been ranked one of the world's top 15 clean tech ecosystems. Our province has also been a leader in agriculture. With direct access to a strong agriculture base, Calgary and southern Alberta is a well-connected region with clear collaboration across geographic areas, industries, research, and training institutions. We have experts in all things ag, including primary production, protein development, ag tech innovation, and food safety and traceability, making this a hotspot for Canadian and global food and technology suppliers. We have our transportation and logistics sector, including aerospace and defense. Our expertise in geospatial data, navigation, communication equipment manufacturing, custom software development and hardware, and manufacturing, maintenance, repair, and overhaul have also made Calgary an emerging center of excellence and innovation in the global aerospace industry. Our City of Calgary Living Lab initiative, which opens up public spaces, transportation corridors, the dark fiber, and other city-owned assets for testing, validating, and showcasing technological innovation, including unmanned autonomous systems, augmented reality, and virtual reality, all play a key role in positioning Calgary as one of the most innovative and business-friendly cities in Canada. We also have emerging sectors in life science, fintech, and creative industries. We have a life science innovation hub at the University of Calgary that supports research-intensive companies to deliver commercially viable products and services to market by providing access to infrastructure, expertise, and startup services. Calgary is also building the largest cancer research center in North America, scheduled to be complete in 2023. We're an attractive market for firms in the financial services sector due to the concentration of capital-intensive companies, high deal velocity, large deal size, foreign investments, and individual wealth. The strength of this sector has been a catalyst for the growth of fintech firms in the city, with expertise in blockchain, cryptocurrency, paytech, etc. With regard to creative industries, this sector is booming in our city right now. Calgarians are creators, storytellers, and innovators. So from film and TV to interactive digital media, Calgary has the crews, talent, and the venues for any creative endeavor. And within all of these sectors, it's forecasted that Alberta companies will spend $20 billion in digitization through to 2024. So we know technology is overlaying all sectors, and it's so much so that Calgary's tech and innovation ecosystem today has over 700 companies with over 18,000 jobs. It's projected that over the next 10-year period, this will grow to 3,000 companies and 45,000 jobs. Please view our PowerPoint presentation. Calgary is Canada's most adventurous tech city, a city of choice for smart people to embrace advanced technology and create solutions for some of the world's greatest challenges in cleaner energy, safer and secure food, the more efficient movement of goods and people, and increasingly so, better health solutions. We're a diverse, inclusive city. We speak over 120 languages, and we welcome everyone. I look forward to our conversation today, and thank you for including me.
Thank you, Leslie. Wow, 120 different languages. Wow. Definitely, Calgary is the city of choice. Alan, if you could please have the floor.
Thank you, Felix, and great comments, Leslie. I really enjoyed them. I'm really happy to join you all today here from sunny Phoenix. It's a beautiful day outside. In fact, I'm going to go play golf this afternoon, and I invite you all to come visit Phoenix and play golf with me. So it's a wonderful place. Phoenix is the 5th largest city in the United States. We are in the fastest growing county in the United States and one of the fastest growing states. And we have a 5-decade history of job creation, which has brought millions of people from all over the U.S. and from all over the world, frankly, to Phoenix over that period of time. Just briefly, a couple of our key industries that are actually aligned quite closely with Hermosillo and Calgary include aerospace, finance, which includes fintech, and we're a fintech leader. We have special legislation in Arizona to promote fintech projects. We obviously have a large healthcare sector. Pretty much everybody does these days. A large information technology sector, including some of the most sophisticated software development in the country, and particularly educational software. We have quite a specialty in that area. We have a large and frankly growing manufacturing sector. You may have heard recently that both Intel and Taiwan Semiconductor have announced the development of brand new fabs in the Phoenix metropolitan area. That will be a huge increase in manufacturing growth. And frankly, what's so interesting about that is everybody thinks about Phoenix as this growing place which is dominated by construction and new development. We actually have a larger manufacturing sector in Arizona, and especially in the Phoenix metro area, than our construction sector. So we have a traditional diverse economy. We also have warehouse and distribution sector is a major sector in Arizona, in part because of our location. We have the largest public university in the United States, Arizona State University, with over 120,000 students enrolled. And we have the largest community college system in the U.S. with roughly 180,000 students. So that gives us a young, skilled, and growing workforce, which is attractive to employers as they move here. But what ultimately brings people to Arizona is our continuing job creation, much like Hermosillo and Calgary. One thing I would like to mention is that we would like to be your export partner. Phoenix is uniquely located, the state of Arizona is uniquely located within the United States because it's located between the two massive markets in the U.S. of California and Texas, if you can imagine the U.S. map. And remember, California and Texas both have state economies that are larger than all of Canada or all of Mexico. So our principal markets are to our east and to our west. We're right in the center of that. And to put that in perspective, 7 of the 10 largest cities in the U.S. are located in California, Arizona, and Texas. And so it's a great place for U.S. export-centered economies to find a locational partner to help you serve the massive markets in California and Texas. And we have a well-developed highway system to get you back and forth between those markets as well as here in Arizona. Finally, I would say, I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of CEOs in the Phoenix area over the last few decades. And what we know is that people come to Arizona to visit. We have a well-developed tourism market, not surprising. We've got great weather in the wintertime, lots of golf courses, as I mentioned. So people come here, they visit, and then they later decide to move their companies here. So I would encourage you to build a partnership with Phoenix to help build your economies and to help build ours. And with that, I'll turn it over back to you, Felix.
Thank you, Alan. Definitely, I have always been amazed by the capacity of the city of Phoenix to attract new corporate offices over the years. No? And also, I've been hearing for a long time that Phoenix is one of the largest growing communities in the United States. Maybe it's because of what you're saying, Alan, because you're in the middle of California and Texas. No? So that is very interesting. And I like your proposal of making it a hub, no? for the U.S. operation.
We're seeing people move from California to Arizona for tax reasons, et cetera, and also for climate reasons. It's an easy place to live, very easy, very comfortable, as is Calgary and Hermosillo.
Very interesting. And we'll get to and I know, I'm pretty sure that people are moving to Arizona because of the remote work phenomena of the last several months. So, but we'll touch base on that after the introductory remarks. Okay, if that's okay with you, Alan.
Sure.
Okay. Thanks, Alan. Carlos, I give the floor to you. Go ahead. Oh, we can't hear you, Carlos. Maybe you're mute, or there's a problem. No. Heidi, can you help us? Maybe our tech team.
So, Felix, maybe I'll make a couple of comments to give Carlos a second to get himself
Yes.
set up.
Thanks.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Yeah, one of the things that we've noticed here in the Phoenix metro area is that we have lots of folks migrating out of San Francisco, for example, down to Phoenix. And one of the things that's happened is some of the very high-tech companies in the San Francisco area have actually closed their offices in that region, and they've moved to remote work. And what people have found is you can buy a very, very nice single-family home on a nice big lot in the Phoenix metro area, Phoenix Scottsdale area, and pay less in your monthly mortgage payment than you were paying to rent an 800 square foot apartment in San Francisco.
So
So we're
people are running right? A lot of people are running to Arizona because it makes sense.
Yeah.
So, the topic is changing labor market. One of the biggest phenomena of changing the labor markets, in my opinion, is the remote work phenomenon that has been going on for the past 13 months since the pandemic. And as you're saying, Alan, it's here to stay because people are finding all sorts of benefits. Right? So that's where my question is going. What opportunities do you guys see with this remote work environment in your communities? What do you guys see? And also, please add to that the cross-border interactions. If you can talk about that, what opportunities do you see, Leslie?
Well, in our market, we do see some companies that are entering our market that are choosing to keep some staff working remotely. So they may secure some office space downtown because they do want to have a physical presence for when the pandemic is dealt with appropriately, enough people have been vaccinated. I can tell you that there's a lot of people that are really anxious to get back into the downtown core for the connectivity and the collaboration and the collision, the type of sparks that fly when you interact with your colleagues. So we do see companies coming in and securing some space, but still having the workforce working maybe a hybrid model. And of course, some companies are completely remote. We don't see any companies that are completely back into the office, except maybe commercial brokerage firms.
Do you see, Leslie, more export-oriented activities because of the remote work phenomenon? So more activity going on, more companies setting up shop in Calgary?
I would say that Calgary is a very attractive market for any companies that are in the US to be looking at. We have an abundance of office space because of the oil and gas constriction that's occurred. We have gorgeous office, really beautiful space. We're a headquarters city, so you can imagine with 117 headquarters here, our space is gorgeous. And companies can get into it at a really affordable price, half of what they would have paid in the heyday. So, we have an abundance of space. We have an abundance of talent. We're a young, talented city. But because of oil and gas constriction, we do have some unemployed mid-level oil and gas professionals that are pivoting their skill sets into the jobs in the new economy. So the talent pool is here. The space is here. We have a diverse economy, which is the green shoots are coming up in all of the areas that I spoke about. And we have the largest labor participation rate in all of Canada. So if you have companies that are thinking about expanding into Canada, Calgary, Alberta should definitely be on your radar for a multitude of reasons. Low-cost environment, availability of talent, diversification of our economy. We are a can-do province. We're used to leading the country, excuse me, in GDP output. So we're not going anywhere. And interestingly enough, even though in the downturn of our economy, you wouldn't have expected, but Calgary is still attracting people to our city. And we didn't have an outflux of people when the downturn of our economy started. Why is that? It's because people love living here. It's a great quality of life. We have higher than average salaries in our city. And we're a professional city, a lot of headquarter companies, so really can afford a really nice quality of life here.
I can see the poster behind you, and it just screams quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
I think
It really is great. We have a saying that you can end your day at 5 and be in the mountains by 6.
Nice, very nice. Carlos, I'm glad that you have a problem with the audio. Please.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry for the technical problems, but good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to participate in this on behalf of the Mexican Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I want to provide a view of the policies to help develop labor markets in Mexico and our view from the federal government. I would like to thank the organizers for creating this type of event to foment, to engage the trilateral dialogue and debate. I would also like to salute Leslie and Alan with who I share this panel, and also you, Tony, Felix, for moderating this panel. I think for the labor labor markets, it touches upon two key issues on the particular context we're living in, which is recovering labor markets and international trade. In the three of our countries, the main part of our workforce works for small and medium enterprises, SMEs, and we are witnessing that there are a lot of systemic challenges for SMEs to export and to integrate into the trilateral economy. So these companies, the SMEs, are a source of income and stability for millions of families in our countries, and it's very important to craft policies in their favor. For example, according to the World Trade Organization, SMEs in developing countries is around 7.6% of exports, and in advanced economies is 34%. There's still a lot of room to grow. So there is a positive relationship between the size of companies and their share on export markets. With this in mind, Mexico, the US, and Canada developed and promoted a chapter on SMEs that would allow them to offer new opportunities for expansion and an equal footing in international markets. The Chapter 25 of the USMCA recognizes the fundamental role SMEs have in maintaining the dynamism and commercial competitiveness of our economies, and emphasizes the importance of integrating them better. In the sense, the USMCA will benefit SMEs. They will generate the necessary conditions so that they will enjoy the same footing and conditions as multinational companies in order to participate in trade. The SMEs also, the USMCA would also promote regional trade and investment flows, credit lines, and MOUs between our three countries. It specifically addresses the challenges SMEs have and supports those owned by women, indigenous people, and youth, and agricultural and rural startups. So I think that's very important. Overall, the labor chapter is one of the most advanced chapters, labor agreements, and inside a trade agreement negotiated worldwide. And it reaffirms the commitments assumed in the Declaration of International Labor Organization and the Principles on Right to Work. It also guarantees the implementation of internationally recognized labor rights and addresses the challenges to exercise those labor rights, such as forced labor, violence, and discrimination in employment. It strengthens protections against those concepts. So it also promotes transparency and the involvement of civil society in the application of labor legislation. So I think like this is the SME chapter is very important and will help promote the SMEs better incorporate and therefore increase the mobility and integration of our labor markets. I will also like to comment that Mexico made very strong commitments to implement a very ambitious labor reform that promotes democracy in our labor unions. And I'm very glad, that is very important for Mexico. I'm glad to report that Mexico is on schedule to implement its ambitious labor reform. So I think like all this efforts and all this, the chapters in USMCA show that the USMCA is a forward-thinking, a progressive trade agreement, and the Mexican government considers it will strengthen the SME's competitiveness and directly benefit the Mexican economy and the economy of its partners. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Carlos. I agree with you that this dynamic, USMCA dynamic is going to strengthen our trade and also benefit small and medium-sized companies. I also believe that right now with all this technology, we're setting up a panel with very little effort with technology. And I think now the small and medium-sized companies have a lower cost of barrier to take advantage of the global talent. And they can go to a world-class city as Calgary, and they can be they can set up also in Phoenix or anywhere in Mexico or Hermosillo. So I do believe that there's a lot of opportunities. Now we would like to open the floor for questions, Heidi. If there are any questions we can spend the last minutes of our panel. If not,
Hello. Hello, Felix. Thank you,
hi.
Leslie, Carlos, and Alan. We are low on time, so we're not going to have any questions today.
Can you repeat that, please? There were
Yes, sorry. We are running out of time, so we don't have questions for today.
no
Thank you,
questions.
though.
So I would like to give each one of the participants the last few seconds of the time, if they can do some closing remarks, or please, Alan, please. We'll start with you. Close. Oh. Alan,
Sorry,
we can't
Alan.
hear you. Sorry.
Off my mic, so no feedback. Anyway, based upon what I heard today from Leslie and Carlos, I've decided I'm going to go to remote work full time, Calgary in the summertime, and Hermosillo in the winter, and have a wonderful life. So thank you guys very much for all the information this morning or this afternoon.
That's a great way of putting it, Alan. Yes, definitely. Leslie, you want to say any closing remarks?
Well, I would like to thank you once again for including Calgary Economic Development. I'm a born and raised Calgarian, but I do have a dual citizenship with the US. I have family that live in Arizona, so Arizona is very close and near and dear to my heart. And Mexico is one of my favorite countries to travel to. So I was really pleased to be on this panel today. And I look forward to, a further engagement and see how we can get some of our talent in any of the jurisdictions, helping each other's companies to succeed and thrive.
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you for participating. Carlos, closing remarks?
Thank you very much. Just like to recognize the city of Phoenix to organize this event, and to salute it. It has very strong partners and sister cities, both in Calgary and Hermosillo. And I think like the USMCA is proof that our three countries can work together to a fully integrated version of North America that is competitive and promotes the well-being of our citizens. So thank you so much for the invitation.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for your time. I do think that that we should continue to explore ways of working together, of increasing our cross-border trade, increasing our tourism between our countries, because we need to strengthen our region to be competitive and to continue our growth of our communities. No? So thank you, everybody. Our time is up. So Heidi, we'll send it back to you.
Okay. Thank you very much, and thank you again for the inspiring panelists and people who have contributed today. And maybe there's a professional road trip to do in exchange for all of you who have gathered and participated in this trilateral conference.